Hi everyone, and welcome to this tutorial clip. In this video we're going to be completing Lab 15 tasks 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to stack those together because they're very simple and quick to do, and they're all related to each other. Basically what we're going to be looking at is how do we remove a virtual machine from inventory, meaning it's not going to be visible in our inventory area but still going to be on the disk. Second thing is, how do we get a virtual machine added into the inventory if it's not there now but we have the files? And the last thing is going to be actually getting rid of a virtual machine altogether, deleting its files and its inventory record. So let's get started on that. I'm going to start off by going to vCenter, and then I'm going to select virtual machines. We're going to be working with the -4 VM. Now, you cannot remove a VM from inventory if it is powered on. It probably kind of makes sense, and that is the case. So you're going to have to power your VM off if it's not already so. I took the opportunity to power mine down originally. So in order to remove from inventory, this is really easy. Just right click on the VM, and then I'm going to pick all vCenter actions. And then over on the right here, we have remove from inventory. Be careful not to select delete from disk. That's going to actually delete the disk files, whereas removing from inventory, not so much. So I'm going to select remove from inventory. Yes, I really want to do that. Over on the right-hand side, that's very quick. We can see it's already unregistered. And now the -4 VM is gone from our inventory list. All right. Well, let's go and find it. That should be on the VMFS1 data store. So I go over to vCenter, pick on data stores. In my selection of data store objects, we've got VMFS1 here. I'll select this guy, and then I'm going to pick on this link, which is going to open the file browser. You can get there many different ways. I'm just kind of following what's in the book so that you can see one of those many ways to get in. Sure enough, here is our -4 VM. I'm going to pick that guy. And inside of this, we're going to have a number of different files. The one I'm interested in is the VMX file. In order to get this virtual machine into the inventory, I'm going to right click. We'll say register. It's going to start a bit of a wizard. So it's going to ask me what I want the name to be. I'm just going to change this to illustrate we actually can. So as per in the book, I'm going to call this -5. I'm going to put this into the Lab VMs folder. Go next. I'm going to associate this with ESXi1. Next, and finish. Now, you might wonder, when are you going to be in a position that you're going to register a VM like that? Maybe you've got a virtual machine that you've created, say, on a desktop using VMware Workstation or something like that, and you now want this VM to be deployed into a vSphere environment. All I really need to do is take those files that make up the VM from VMware Workstation, upload those onto a data store, which means all the files are there, but vSphere or ESXi is not going to know about the VM yet. Just right-click and add the VM in, and now it's in the vSphere inventory. Very easy way to get a VM loaded. And before, we basically removed the VM from inventory without deleting the files. Why would we do something like that? Again, maybe we've got the VM on vSphere. We want to move that down onto a desktop someplace. I can unregister it, and then I can download and make those files available somewhere else. Okay. Last task is what happens if I want to totally get rid of this VM. So before I go about doing that, I'm going to go back up into, click on Home, and I'm going to go into VMs and Templates. From a navigation perspective, I can see here's my -5, the one that I just created. Last task is I want to totally get rid of that. So not only am I going to remove the VM from inventory, but I'm going to delete the files as well. I'm going to right click on that, all vCenter actions, and in this case, delete from disk. So I'll choose that. I'm going to say, are we really sure we want to do that? Yes, I am. It goes through the delete virtual machine very quickly, which means that, just at the speed of light, we can screw up if we happen to pick the wrong thing. I'm going to go into the data stores, and we'll very quickly confirm. So if we look at VMFS01, when it finishes enumerating, we'll see that the -4 folder is no longer there. So that's basically it. Unregister from inventory for a VM that's already there. Register a VM into inventory that we have the files for, but it's not visible. And then finally completing deleting a VM off of the vSphere environment. Hopefully this was helpful for you, and we'll see you next time.